Alright guys, so in today's video, we're going to be focusing on something that Rockstar said on their brand new Newswire post, which I'll leave a link to in the description. Earlier today, Rockstar outlined what they were going to be doing in Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online, really over the next couple of months, I would say throughout the rest of 2020. They outlined what we're going to be getting next in Red Dead Online, what we can expect soon in GTA Online. But today, I want to focus on something that Rockstar teased towards the later half of the year for Grand Theft Auto Online, which is very exciting. In fact, I think more people are excited about this than they actually are for what's going to be coming up in the summer for GTA Online. So as a quick reminder, Rockstar said this: later this year, players can expect more big updates for both games, including some exciting and new extensions and augmentations to an existing role in Red Dead Online, and the biggest ever update for GTA Online, featuring our latest take on Heist in an entirely new location. And it's that last sentence that I want to focus on the most here, because this has a lot of people talking, and Rockstar was just vague enough here where it kind of makes you wonder what they're up to. So starting with the first thing they said, the biggest ever update. Now, I don't know how Rockstar classifies something as the biggest ever update, meaning the file size that we have to download on our consoles and our PC, whether that's the actual content that is included inside of the update, whether it has the most vehicles, whether it has the most hours that you can play. It honestly might be a combination of all of those things. It might be the biggest file to download. It might be the most cars we've ever gotten. It might be the most story, the most cutscenes, the most everything. All I know is that's a pretty bold statement from Rockstar, especially considering the last two updates that they've had. And it's kind of ironic because we are on like the 1-year anniversary of Rockstar introducing the Diamond Casino and Resort into the game. And then what followed was the Diamond Casino Heist, arguably their two biggest updates. Can you imagine an update that's going to be bigger than that? That's really, really exciting. So that's why I'm very optimistic for whatever's coming later in the year, because the Diamond Casino and Resort featured 22 new vehicles, casino missions, and casino work. It featured the Master Penthouse, 500 clothing items, the entire casino itself, which introduced a ton of ways to make money, which because of all those ways you can make money is likely considered a business. And then the Diamond Casino Heist came out in December of 2019, which introduced brand new heist, arcade properties, 20 new vehicles, 2 new weapons, a ton of player customization options. So needless to say, those were absolutely massive updates. And so this one is supposed to be even bigger. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what to expect as far as the content that could ultimately arrive. I mean, if both of those updates got 20 plus vehicles, I would expect there to be even more in this one, probably 20 to 25, possibly even 30 if it is the biggest update of all time. And then building on what they said next, they said it's featuring our latest take on Heist in an entirely new location. So let's talk about that first thing first. Rockstar says that this new update is going to be a Heist DLC. That has been confirmed. And it's going to function the exact same way as the Diamond Casino Heist does. So in case you guys have not experienced the Diamond Casino Heist, which I'm sure you have, or if you want a quick refresher, basically the way it worked is you had to scout out the location, which was the Diamond Casino and Resort. You had to do a couple of prep missions that were specific to the actual location where the heist was taking place. So you had to find like all the entry points. You had to run into characters that could potentially help you out, like running into young Ancestor on the roof. So that was the first thing you had to do. Then you had to decide which way you were going to rob the casino. There was a silent approach, an aggressive approach, and then there was the big con, which is using like disguises and stuff like that. So there were 3 routes that you could take. Then depending on which route you ended up taking, you then had to do a variety of prep missions, getting all the things you would need to successfully pull off the heist. Things like vehicles and weapons and equipment, stuff like that. Disabling the security at the casino altogether. And then once you were done with all those prep missions, you had to successfully execute the way in which you had picked at the beginning. So if you wanted to do silent and stealthy, you obviously tried to do it in a quiet manner. Now, what was great about the Diamond Casino heist and how it was different from all the other heists is that even if you screwed up on being silent and stealthy, you could still complete the heist. It wasn't going to fail you. You just had to change up what you had to do on the fly. And then once you got into the casino, there was 4 different things you could get: artwork, cash, gold, and in some rare instances, diamonds were added. So needless to say, it was the most complex heist mission that Rockstar had introduced yet. And so this new heist is going to take the same approach. It's going to be at a specific location where you'll probably have to do a bunch of scouting. Then you'll have to decide between, I would say at a minimum, 3 ways to go about doing it. And then obviously executing your preps, the heist itself, and then potentially multiple different reward payouts. So that is how it's going to work. Now, a lot of people were confused because Rockstar capitalized the word heists in there. They're actually referring to just one heist. It's just going to be a different heist update. Even the original one that Rockstar put out in 2015, it was called the Heists plural update because it consisted of multiple different heists. Now, the one we got in 2017 was called the Doomsday Heist, which was singular, and the one we got in 2019 for the Diamond Casino Heist was also singular. So I'm not sure why Rockstar decided to make that one plural. This is a little bit of speculation on my part, but when they say our latest take on heists, I think they're just referring to heists overall. And I don't think it's going to be an update that features multiple different heist objectives. It's kind of hard to explain, but a lot of people were confused by that. And the final thing we'll be talking about is it's in an entirely new location. Now, this is probably the most juicy part of this Newswire article because a lot of people were wondering what that means. Does it simply mean a new location that has not been heisted before? So something like the FBI building or the IAA building. Is that what Rockstar is referring to here? A lot of people also speculated that it could have been an area of the map in which we don't particularly have access to. A lot of people were saying, could we be going back to North Yankton, which was used for the first technical heist mission of the game in the prologue with Michael, Trevor, and Brad. So maybe we would go back to North Yankton. The only problem with North Yankton is that it's very unfinished, and so Rockstar would probably have to do a lot of work to ultimately finish that. A lot of other people were speculating that it might have to do with maybe the water. In the first heist update we got, remember we got those aircraft carriers that took us all the way out there? So a lot of people assume it might be something still in the Los Santos map, but just something entirely different altogether. Maybe that Rockstar adds within the contents of the update. But the thing that I keep going back to, an entirely new location. And that last line has a lot of people speculating that Rockstar is going to be taking us off of our current location outside of Los Santos and San Andreas. And naturally, a lot of people have started to speculate that this could be one of the other Grand Theft Auto cities featured in previous titles. Now, the ones that are closest proximity-wise would be San Fierro and Las Venturas, which we saw in GTA San Andreas. But of course, there are plenty of other exciting cities that Rockstar could visit. Vice City, Liberty City. I'm sure there's a handful of other smaller ones like Carcer City in the GTA universe that Rockstar could really take us to if they wanted. But that kind of sounds like what Rockstar is doing here. And I feel like they have the ability to do some sort of map expansion like that. Whether it's just hopping on a plane and it takes us to a part of Liberty City. That's just an example. But Liberty City is probably the most intriguing, number one, because it's the only other city outside of Los Santos that technically still takes place in the HD era, which would probably make it the easiest to introduce in Grand Theft Auto 5. It also has had the most controversy recently with various communities and mod developers using Liberty City and Rockstar actually shutting stuff like that down. So it is a little bit suspicious that Rockstar wouldn't want people using Liberty City in the form of mods, especially if they were to add something official to Grand Theft Auto Online that took us to a city like that. So that's why things are getting interesting on that front as well. And on the subject of map expansion, we even heard from one of the most reputable members of the community, that being Yan2295, who is a former Rockstar Games insider, but now definitely has his ear close to, what's going on with Rockstar. So he ended up retweeting and commenting on Rockstar's initial tweet or post on social media, where they said, "We are happy to share that both GTA Online and Red Dead Online will receive exciting new updates in the weeks ahead." And Yan quotes that final line, "And the biggest ever update for GTA Online, featuring our latest take on Heist in an entirely new location." And even he says, "Here we go, map expansion." So I'd say Yan is probably one of the most level-headed and reputable members of the community, really never overreacts to anything, especially when it comes to like speculation and what Rockstar is doing next. When even he is saying that a map expansion is coming, I think it means we might be in for something really, really big here. So that is obviously incredibly exciting, that it looks like we finally might be venturing outside of Los Santos for the first time in like 7 years. Now, remember that this update is going to be coming out later in the year. Now, even though Rockstar did not give us a release date, I think it's very obvious when this update is going to be coming out. I think it's going to be in the month of December. Now, the last couple of December updates have happened closer to the beginning of the month. The Diamond Casino Heist was December 12th, 2019. The Arena War update also came out. The Arena War update came out on December 11th, 2018. In 2017, we had the Doomsday Heist that came out on December 12th, 2017. So you guys are starting to see a really significant pattern here. And we had Import Export in 2016, which was also released on December 13th. So you guys are seeing a nice little pattern there. December 11th, December 12th, December 2013. Like, it's probably going to come out around that time. Even though Rockstar didn't say, like, that's when it was going to come out, I think it's pretty obvious that's when it will be. So for now, that is really all the information we have on this mysterious update, the biggest DLC that Rockstar has got coming out for GTA Online later in the year. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I know this is going to generate a lot of discussion, but what do you think Rockstar Games is up to here? Do you think we've got a map expansion on the way? Do you think this is just going to be a heist update in a place we've never seen before, but still in the Los Santos map? Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.